I'm back in the game. This is my time, faster than ever, hungry and I'm going to come back and take what is mine, bigger and better. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game. Saddle, cut to the chase. I ain't somebody who stays in one place. Ready to go, I'm coming to play. You better know I still got something to say. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Some things are different, but nothing has changed. Still got my number, still got my name. Tell everybody I'm back in the game.
Happy Friday, November 21st, 2025. It's Chris and Mark with the NWA Exchange podcast live on YouTube because Facebook sucks. Title of the podcast is You Want Us on That Wall. You Need Us on That Wall. That's right. We're going to use some special words tonight. Let's get into it right now. Hey, buddy, old pal of mine. Fourth time's the charm. We just had to ditch the Facebook, I guess, man. I mean, it's terrible.
Man, the shadow banning continues.
Yes, it does. It's the power struggle, man. You know, some people are trying to get the truth out and talk about special issues like the special election that so many special people didn't vote in. And a lot of special people probably didn't even realize it was happening. This is due to all the gatekeeping from social media groups and the algorithms and everything else, right? So
Yeah, it just gets progressively worse, unfortunately, Chris.
Yep, it does. So we are luckily we're doing pretty good over here on Facebook. Only 18 total dropped frames as of now. So that is we couldn't even get 2 minutes in without having 12 to 15,000. So basically a 50% frame rate loss. So that being said, we're going to let it ride. We are recording, so we can put this over on the Facebooks after the fact. So that it can be promptly deleted within 15 days of, being published. Anywho's, just like we normally do, let's go ahead and tell our viewers what they can look forward to over here in Northwest Arkansas over the weekend and the upcoming weekends. Take it away.
All right, buddy. We got Winter Market of NWA taking place Friday, November 28th from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday, November 29th. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. located at Benton County Fairgrounds. Enjoy a holiday fun with the whole family, including photos with Santa, Christmas shopping with local vendors, a live nativity scene, dazzling Christmas light displays, and so much more. Again, free admission and free parking. Get out there and support small businesses.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, and then moving along, man, we have the Bentonville Annual Lighting of the Square.
Yeah, it's here tomorrow, November 22nd, taking place. There's music, laughter, and holiday cheer taking place at 6 p.m., I think is what it is, sharp. But the festivities start before that. So I'd get out there and get a parking spot. And should be a good time for people that haven't been there. I would definitely check it out. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's real pretty, man. It is. They do a really good job down there. Unlike Bella Vista, who doesn't even have a city center. So, go out there. We are becoming Bentonville. We already know this. It's just a matter of time. So go ahead and take part in all the holiday festivities out there that Bentonville has to offer. And moving along, man, there is a town hall from City Councilwoman Wendy Hughes tomorrow at the Bella Vista Public Library, 10:15 a.m. to 12:15. This is an opportunity to talk with one of your city council people about all types of stuff. They're going to be discussing the 2026 bond and the budget and other topics of your choice. So make sure you get out there and air your grievances, bring some constructive criticism, and bring some healthy ideas. So, that's one thing I always like to encourage people to do. If you've got something that's rubbing you wrong, provide a solution along with it, right? That's what I like to try to do. But, oh well, it is what it is. And moving along, man, we also have the City Council regular meeting. Mark, tell everybody what they can expect when they go to one of these City Council regular meetings.
This is a great opportunity to get up there, and they will give you actually 3 minutes. You get there probably about 5:45, put your name in there, and you can talk about whatever you want. You can sing a song, do a poem, whatever you feel like doing. So,
wear a hazmat suit. I mean, you can do it all.
2483 Forest Hills Boulevard. It's Taj Mahal, we call it. It's a huge building that my understanding they're going to expand it even more, but we can get into that later.
Yes, sir. All right, man. That is Monday, October 27th, 6 p.m. No, not October. Why do we have Octobers in there, buddy?
I don't know. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and take care of you.
Right?
Yeah. Hold on. It's not Monday, October 27th, bud. That was an old link. Go to the calendar, and we are going to go to. Yeah, their calendar always goes to the...
That'd be the 24th.
Yeah, Monday the 24th.
Yep,
Monday the 24th at 6 p.m. right here, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. City Council regular meeting. This might be one that you want to go to, by the way, too, because there is a lot of things on the agenda that, you may want to have something to say about. One specifically, but we're going to get into that in just a moment. Because it is everybody's favorite time of the night, especially Mark's, where he likes to bring the smackdown of the cost savings that you can get over at 10 Box Cost Plus.
Buddy, there's some good prices out there this week. A chuck roast 4-pound package, $4.98 a pound. If you want to pay more, feel free. drive up to Pineville at $8.77 a pound. They'd be more than happy to sell that to you. Bone-in whole turkey breast, $1.45 a pound. Walmart, $1.98. Whole pork butts, two pack, $1.67 a pound. If you want to go to Walmart, you're going to pay $2.37 a pound. They just recently came back with their earnings and were through the roof. The profits are through the roof. I wonder why. The money.
Well, they got to pay two CEOs right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Smithfield bone-in shank and butt portion, $1.58 a pound. Walmart, $1.98 a pound. 80/20 ground beef, $3.58 a pound there over at 10 bucks. Walmart, really competitive this week. It's $6.64 a pound. If you want to pay extra $3 more a pound, by all means, do it.
Almost double, man. And no real great deals like the pants or the hoodies or the shirts or anything like that. But I'm sure that that'll be around the corner because we are getting up into the Thanksgiving, which means we are going to be having what? Black Friday. Make sure you tune in next Friday for the Black Friday special where we are going to compile the greatest video footage of all the Black Friday chaotic moments on the internet. And we're just going to, I guess, go into it like Steve Inman, man. So, all right, man. Well, like we said, there was a special election that took place last Tuesday. It wasn't a Super Tuesday. It wasn't an odd Tuesday. It was an odd Tuesday. It was a Tuesday that nobody really had ingrained in their minds. And like we said last week, this is probably by design. And why do we think that it's by design? I mean, surely your government officials here in Bella Vista, Arkansas, wouldn't do anything nefarious, right? But you know, I don't know, man. Looking at some of the comments after the election results were posted, looking at the lack of real, circulation other than people that were actually in the know. I know we do our due diligence to try to tell everybody about these items that of importance. That's what the purpose of the podcast is. However, it just seems like that message gets watered down or pushed away. So, again, call us conspiracy theorists, call us whatever you want, call us interlopers, call us, I don't know, whatever you want. I don't really care what your opinion of me is, never have, really never will. But when I'm speaking truth, I'm doing it not out of any, purpose other than to provide information to make people aware. I believe an informed populace can make change that is very effective in our communities. And what we have right now, just based off the voter turnout, seems to be, I think everybody's gone tone deaf to what the city's doing, which is unfortunate. So I don't know how to correct that problem. Obviously, I guess we're flirting with destiny and we're trying to change destiny. I don't believe that we are capable of doing that. A good friend of mine, we were talking about, why so many people don't take an interest in what their city government's doing. And I think that a lot of people have just lost the self-preservation gene. And it's evident because of how many adults are riding their bikes on the streets with, I've seen grown adults with carts with babies and kids and all types of stuff on their bikes, riding into oncoming traffic, going down 71 Business, thinking that little plastic flapper poles are going to save their lives if somebody unfortunately drifts off into the shoulder of 71B. And it really makes me wonder, it makes me wonder about humanity, but it also makes me think, well, this is probably a reason why we see these type of events continually unfold. And what are you talking about, Chris? What are we talking about, Mark? We're talking about this election, this special election over here. Took place on Tuesday, November 18th. Part of the projects was to pay off existing debt. You want to talk about some of the most misleading information that a city could put together. There's a lot of it in here. They, did these women's groups. The mayor went and met with women's groups and church groups and talked about this and basically, said, well, we're not going to be able to pave our streets if we don't get this. Well, why not, John? Why not? No, what this was basically extending the deadline for paying off their debt because they don't have enough revenue to pay their debt. So we're kicking the can down the road, hoping for something to happen. And we talked about this last week. You can find that podcast over on Facebook before it gets deleted. But at the end of the day, it's your choice how you want to vote. But in a city of approximately 27,000 registered voters, well, let's just go to the numbers. Total votes cast, 1,636 to refund our 2020 bonds, because we supposed to have had those paid off by now. 2024 refunding bond, 1,641. Fire and city administration complex improvement bonds. This was the fire station 1 that was supposed to have been paid in full from the 2024 bond.
Yep.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. We're adding more and more and more. And fire improvement bonds, yes, they want to build yet another fire station that they can't, they got to staff it. I don't know how they're going to staff it, but they'll figure it out. I guess maybe they'll just kick the bond down the road a little bit more. And street improvement bonds voted 1,639, so less than 5% of the overall voting population of Bella Vista decided this. I mean, I would say that this didn't get quorum, if anything, but whatever. That's just the way that the law is written. And we warned you, we warned all of you about the frivolous spending, the spending on niceties versus needs. And everybody's like, oh, you guys are just whatever. You don't know what you're talking about, man. We need this stuff. We have this. We have to have this stuff. Do we? Do we have to have this stuff? We're going to talk about some of that stuff because it's already started. They got the vote passed by, maybe 1,000 people, less than 1,000 people. Yeah. So Mayor John Flynn's out here bragging it up. Right after that happened, November 19th, 6 p.m. From Mayor John Flynn, I'm writing to thank the citizens of Bella Vista for their positive vote in the recent sales tax bond extension election. As you know, this was not a tax increase, but rather an extension of a existing tax. I really appreciate the support.
Hold on for a minute. This is such semantics, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's a 1% tax. Well, it would have been ongoing. Dude, it was going to end anyways.
It was going to end. You needed this money.
So it's another tax. Don't try to play the trickery game, man. At the end of the day,
that's what politicians do, man. But I really appreciate the support of our citizens for our fire, streets, and police departments. The city received more than 70% positive votes on all 6 issues. 70%? Dude, you didn't even get 5% of the total tax base or the voting base. Now the ball is in our court. On behalf of the city administration, I promise the citizens that we will do our very best to execute the plan laid out in the bond election. We will work hard to make Bella Vista the best city that it can be. A city that all our citizens can be proud of and enjoy. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the trust and confidence in us that you have shown by this positive election. Sincerely, Mayor John D. Flynn. So, if you guys don't know, that's I think that's a ringer for John. Believe it or not,
That's pretty good, by the way. This is not even the end of this, dude. This is wait till these folks see what they got in store.
Well, let's
door number one.
Let's see what some of the people like, because this isn't about us. Let's see what the people had to say about this. Joey Stokes Smeltzer. So in light of the unfairness of low number of voters, what do those who feel it unfair suggest that we do to get people to vote? The same thing happened with the lack of voters in the POA fee increase. If people don't vote, they don't have the right to complain about the results. I was eager to vote in both of these cases. One went my way and the other did not. At least I did my part. There was one reply to them. Monica Schreiner. I voted and got results like yours too. Matt Salmon Sanders. The Sandman, 70% with less than 5% voter turnout. Yeah, he saw that too.
Yep.
Trent Carter, no special elections have a turnout, but with the 5%, there would be many future shortfalls to continue to serve the exploding population of the village, only going to get worse. Danette Burnett, not really. POA controls the facilities and golf courses. POA needs to be done away with, blah, blah, blah. That one is always a constant juggernaut in a lot of these comments. I wouldn't be thanking anyone when it was literally 5% of the entire BV population that voted. Absolutely wild that 5% of the town can create taxation policy, yet if only 5% of the city council shows up and not the rest, you don't even have quorum big enough to even discuss the weather that day. This is a disservice to the citizens. There should be at least a 51% requirement of all registered voters that must vote in favor, especially when we're talking about $34 million in debt.
Absolutely.
School bonds, city bonds, they all add up. We, the taxpayers and homeowners, are on the hook for all of it. In essence, you don't own your property. It belongs to the city and school district. Doug Chesmore. And house payments keep going up. They do. Say more. How does the city own our property? Sad about the turnout, but great results. Bella Vista continues to grow and keep up with its infrastructure. Deb Sorensen, part of the Bella Vista Foundation and stuff over there. Yeah, they're going to be happy about this one.
Sure they are.
Thank you, Mayor Flynn, for your leadership, Yvonne Armstrong. This thread is all I need to know about BV and its mayor. Whatever, I don't know. Is that positive? Is that negative? I wish there was a way to get more of the residents interested in voting. Stay informed, Bella Vista, and this wouldn't get crammed down your throat by your crooked politicians. And to those that say this tax was needed because of population growth, the answer to population growth automatically brings in more taxes without having to raise them. Crooked politicians use this ploy all the time, and people continually fall for this deception. Glad I moved out of this corrupt city.
Yeah, Jimmy's right. I mean, it's just like we talked about last week. It's just basic budgeting. Don't spend more than you take in. But obviously, we can't handle that.
Yep, that is right. That is 100% right, man. So again, don't take our word for it. There's a lot of people who've been talking about this. They also voted, or they posted their election results out here. We'll go ahead and pull those up. 2020 refunding bond. We pulled it up once before, but they've officially posted it. So we know they're kind of, look, we got it passed through. The voters don't know what they want anyway. All right, man. So moving along, we are going to talk about what are they going to do with all this money that, well, about 1,000 people gave them. Well, here's the agenda from Monday. Consent agenda. Approval of the minutes, resolution, accepting a grant from the Walton Family Foundation and amending the budget to recognize said grant of the 20% local required match for the 71 corridor plan and to fund updating the trails and greenway plan. Authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter in a contract with CEI Engineering Associates for engineering services related to police impound lot expansion. What? You say what, Mark? You say what? We just built this building and apparently we've already outgrown our impound lot.
That's good for 50 years.
Yeah. Well, again, it's in the actual text of it, it's talking about the amount of police vehicles that are stored back there as well as, impounded vehicles. I would say you can automatically make space by having an auction and selling off all those used police vehicles that would be that you have deemed unserviceable and purchased new replacements for already. Unfinished business, establishing a business license requirement for qualifying businesses operating within the city and providing classes and exemptions, requiring annual renewal and establishing fees, providing penalties for violations and other purposes. This is on its third reading. I know Councilman Harp 100% doesn't like the stymieing of business in Bella Vista. I know he is a no vote, but I have a feeling that the others are going to vote along to get along. Again, what are they doing to incentivize and bring commercial growth into the city? Not much, because they're actually trying to make it even more of a challenge. Businesses are going to have to jump through so many hoops just to even be able to build and do business in Bella Vista. And there's actually one business that's back up for another reading, where they're trying to build a commercial business and get the residential property across from the old Bella Vista Library. Remember that one house that just kind of sat over there on its own?
Yep.
Or not the library, the Bella Vista court, the old courthouse where they used to have
I know
city
what you're
council.
talking about.
Right over there by the
gentleman
Bluebird
house up
shed and all that. Just kind of just out there on 340 all by itself. They're not wanting to give this person the ability to rezone it when it's on a major thoroughfare and there are commercial businesses right across the street. And then he's wanting to put in a coffee shop and they're giving him the runaround. So again, we could sit here and say, well, we need all this money, but we're not doing anything to actively capture commercial business. Like I said, you can look at Pineville, you can look at Jane, you can look at Siloam Springs, you can look at any other city in Northwest Arkansas and say, man, they're doing a really good job at boosting that commercial tax, right? Pulling that money into the city for services. Not here.
You can't continue to push the burden on residential properties, and we talked about this, and you can't increase the burden on your existing commercial properties right now.
Right.
So,
Yep.
you know,
So
you got to live within your means, man.
So that was item F right there, the rezoning petition. This would be a second reading for this. And then new business. Here's the fun stuff, man. Okay, so what happens when you give John Flynn a check for $34 million? Well, we're going to go ahead and do some spending, right? But first, before we do that, amend section 1641. This one was proposed by Councilman Hart. Permit required for the Code of Ordinance of the City of Bella Vista to provide for more streamlined renewals of short-term rental permits. Staff request moved to third and final reading. They're trying to streamline the process because some people, haven't been able to renew on time. They wanted to renew early, but they're not doing a prorate and all this other stuff. So it makes sense for them to again, this was all a knee-jerk to a problem that didn't exist that was pushed by Councilman Fowler at the time about, short-term rentals and all that. So having a permit and capping, and I still don't think that we have even got to that cap. So it really was a non-issue.
And I think the renewal process too, and Travis had mentioned that some of the people were paying earlier, so they weren't getting the full year. They were screwing them out of the, like you said, they weren't prorating it. So now they extended to the full year. So if it expires in whatever, December, and you pay in November, it'll extend out to the following one.
So approving and adopting a fee schedule for the City of Bella Vista planning and development related permits and applications. So what are we talking about here? Well, let's go on over here to the actual packet. So this is the current fee schedule and I want you to take a pen out for me, buddy, because we're going to talk about some of this stuff specifically. But so this is the current schedule fee, and you can see we've got a healthy number of permits on that schedule. But non-residential LSD $500, residential LSD $400, preliminary subdivision plat $600, final subdivision plat $250, and incidental subdivision $125, and a waiver is $100. Zoning application fees. So this gentleman that wants to get his property zoned to a C2, and they're telling him, no, we're not going to do that. You got to go back and try to get a C1 if you want to do this. So he's got to basically double his money and file for another rezoning. So that's currently at $400. Planned a PZD is $400. A zoning variance is $200. And a minor zoning variance is $25. Zoning permit fees, conditional use, $225. Signs. This is one we want to keep an eye on right here. Signs, temporary signs, $10 per sign, $2. So if you want to put up a bunch of signs, you're looking at $10 plus another $2 per sign. If you're a 501c3, you get it for $0. So apparently, if you're tax exempt, you don't have to do this. But you want to put up a temporary sign saying, I don't know, Fire Flynn. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay a fee for it. Signs permanent, $10 per square footage of the signs. But it's $10 plus the square footage. This is for like a business. So like think about Rosita's, think about Phillips 66, think about Allen's, stuff like that. $10 plus 50 cents per square foot of both sides of the sign. A fence. What are you talking about? You want to have a fence to keep your dog in your yard? $25 fee. That's not unreasonable, though. So we got some other here. Grading and erosion control, single family duplex, $25. Unpermitted work, $150. Other than single, $50. Floodplain development, $100. Retaining walls, $50. Driveway, $35. Right-of-way improvements, $35. Temporary grass parking, $10. You know, these are all kind of the short-term rentals, $125. Owner occupied, $50. Door-to-door permits, $10 a day, $35 per week.
This is just one
per
big
month,
money grab,
right?
dude. That's all there is.
Well, this
to
is
it.
the current one, buddy. Now, let's see what we got to look forward to in the near future. Fee schedule. And so we're going to talk about some of this stuff, specifically the ones that I feel that it went up crazily up. Fence permit went up $5 to $30. You want to get a grading and erosion control permit that went up for single family duplex. We'll go up here, single family duplex, from $25 to $150. Other developments.
That's over a 400% increase.
Other than single family, it went from $50 to $300.
Jesus.
You want to get,
insane, man.
yeah, it is. You want to get a rezone, it's still $400. You want to get a retaining wall permit. That retaining walls, we go back to retaining walls, it was $50. You want to get a retaining wall now, that is going to cost you $150. So it went up a lot.
Yeah. The bottom line is this going to be all rolled up in the cost of goods? It's going to cost more for people to purchase houses, man. At the end of the day, you're just rolling it all up into one. You think you're robbing from Peter to pay Paul. That's all you're doing.
I just have never seen such a greedy city, man. We have,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just so out of control.
a zoning variance is $300 now. You want to get, what is it? A rezoning. That was another one that was in here, right? Rezoning request, $400. If you wanted it rezoned before, that didn't change. Right away. I mean, like, the signs are another big one, right? So if you're a business owner, obviously you want to get a sign. So it was $10. If you want to get a sign now, which would be considered a permanent sign, it's $50 per sign now.
Yeah.
So it's gone up substantially as well. Temporary signs are $30 where they used to be $10. Again, some of this stuff is just, it's a money grab, and it screams really just like shit people, you know, greedy shit people.
Well, that's why most builders don't want to do business in Bella Vista anymore for this reason.
Yep.
There's too much red tape, and this proves it.
It's almost as if they
just
don't want any growth unless it's what they want, and then they'll do a variance or something. It's really sad, you know. And talking about something that the city of Bella Vista taxpayers are going to have to pay for that they didn't. I mean, some of them want it. I'm not going to lie. Some of them want this downhill park, which is fine for the private developer to build a downhill park on their private land if they want to. But what's not right is that they're having challenges getting their heavy equipment up there to put a bike lift in, and making the taxpayer foot that bill. What are you talking about, Chris? Oh, yeah, that's right. That's in this packet as well. So we are going to be on the hook for a geostabilization company to come in and stabilize Oldham Road. Remember they had to do that study and all that? So that's $225,335 so that a family can get their downhill bike park built, and they got to get the equipment to put in the bike lift. I mean, I would be fine if they wanted to fund that, but I mean, you know, give the city a grant for that. You don't have a problem giving the city a grant for stuff, you know. But this 100% ultimately should not have been approved unless they say, okay, if you can't get your equipment up there, then you build a road.
Yeah, they could have did. That's what I was going to say. They could have built the road on the other side and not even damaged the road at the end of the day. But we've seen this before. This is like what happened in Bentonville with the sewer. You know, the collapsing and all the development, and then the taxpayers on the hook for it. This is no different.
Yeah.
This is no. I mean, almost $250,000.
Yep. And then the big stinker, man. You know, again, we get $34 million, and I guess one of the things that's going to be first on that agenda is establishing salaries for the mayor city council members and city clerk to begin on January 1st, 2026.
Oh, baby Jesus.
What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about? All right. That's right,
Talking
ladies and
about-
gentlemen. We want to give ourselves a pay raise since we got all this money now. And yeah, you heard me right. Let's go ahead and get into this one. City of Bella Vista, Arkansas, establishing salaries for mayor, city council member, and city clerk to begin January 1st, 2026. They want to pay the mayor of Bella Vista because they're using comparables to other cities in Northwest Arkansas. And you can't compare Bella Vista to other cities in Northwest Arkansas because other cities in Northwest Arkansas have things like, I don't know, community centers, splash pads, parks and recreation.
What
They
cities
have
are compare
sewer,
it to?
they have water, they have a
There's no-
lot.
There's no city you can compare Bella Vista to. You can't compare it to Bentonville. You can't compare it to Rogers. You can't compare it to Springdale. What other cities are they comparing it to?
Just other cities in Northwest Arkansas, man. Even though, we're not like any other city. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen. The mayor of Bella Vista says he's doing such a great job bringing in commercial and balancing the budget, not running a deficit and kicking debt down the road. That's right. The mayor of Bella Vista thinks he's worth $137,000, almost $138,000 annually. He also wants to give city council members who vote yes all the time $10,358 annually. And so if we actually were to extrapolate the amount of required work that a city council member is required to do, and that's showing up to meetings, and those meetings are published for about 2 hours on the calendar, that's 4 hours a month, which equates to 48 hours. And I know some people say, well, we get on phone calls and we read stuff. And I'll say, again, you volunteered to be a public servant. You volunteered to be a representative. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be a representative. And it's called servant leadership. And so, yes, some people will make a little more sacrifices. But if you were that dodo that sits on the end on the right during those live streams, got that kind of like little pea head, doing the bare minimum, hey, man, you're probably going to vote for this because you may be doing the bare minimum. And so $10,358 annually equates to 48 hours of work at $215 an hour to sit on that city council for the minimum amount of work at 4 hours a month. City clerk, $27,189 annually. And I believe that the city clerk does need a pay raise because that woman does work hard. She's probably working harder than any of them up there. To make sure that everything's documented accurately and the minutes are accurate and all that jazz. Yeah. So I think that Wanda does deserve a pay raise. As long as that pay raise is in line with what they're giving the rest of the Bella Vista employees. Benefits qualifications for full-time elected officials is established by previous resolution shall remain unchanged. All right, so that's it, man. You guys want to give John Flynn $34 million? He's going to put a little bit right back in his pocket. I mean, you talk about a scumbag, dude.
Yeah, talking about not being able to read the room. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is disgraceful. This is insult to injury right here. You know?
Well, hey, blame the 1,000 people that voted for it, man.
Yeah.
Blame the
Well,
I just find it hard that Kim was up there stressing out about if this doesn't pass, I thought she was going to have a stroke. It passes, and the first order of business is to give myself a pay raise.
Yeah.
Why don't you first do something like this? Why don't we have a comprehensive review of the budget so that we can start paying off our debt in the timeline? No, you're just spending more, man. This is ridiculous.
Doesn't know where the money's going because he delegates out to the departments and half the time doesn't know what's going on. That's why we're all upside down. But that's just my personal opinion. Anywhere else in a company, not a city, he'd be gone. They'd bounce him.
So my thing is this one will be a fun one to watch on Monday, and get that little checklist out because we are going to be knocking this out. We are going to be looking at who votes for yes to give themselves more money when they just came out begging for money, or we would have been damn near bankrupt. And so that's a bad look. And I know that the voters will remember that come election time. And I think, some of the advice that I would give is maybe this one needs to be split out into 3 individual votes and 3 individual categories, like city clerk, likely be a yes. City council members, Again, it's a privilege, probably not the right time to put more money in my pocket and actually really focus on doing the work and holding the mayor accountable for, doing the things that they put together in that vote, right? Making sure that they're not spending the money elsewhere, spending the money on this, that they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, and also holding the mayor accountable for balancing the budget so that we can pay off our debt. Once you do that, maybe you earn a pay raise. And the mayor, dude, that guy, we could actually we could take $37,000 of that money that he's proposing to give to himself and maybe give it to the Benton County Child Advocacy Center and reduce his pay, right?
Yeah. Well, how about he has to come up with the 20% through the Walmart Foundation.
No, that 20. So that's a misnomer that was put out on social media. So basically, the regional planning division or department or whatever they're called, there's a 71B access corridor plan that has to be in place, and then they have to update the trail master plan because obviously we keep on adding more trails. And the city of Bella Vista is on the hook for 20% of that overall cost, right? And so the city didn't have the money, so they applied for a grant to cover this cost. And the Walton Family Foundation is like, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and cover your costs. So that's how that one worked out. So there is no additional money out of pocket for the city.
So this was a one-off?
It was a one-off. Yes, it was a one-off.
So what's going to be next year? What's the cost next year?
Oh, well, we'll probably have to file for another grant. Well, no, because we have $34 million in the coffers now. So we'll probably just come out of pocket for that. But again, you're going to give us this 20% for this thing, but yet we're going to fund $237,000 for your road, your geoengineered road. So I mean, really not that great of a deal, right? So that's just where I'm at. I mean, if they need that road to be fixed for heavy equipment to get up there, I think that they need to put that on the developer.
What's the return on investment that some of the taxes they pay in relation to? It's going to take a return on investment will be like.
Oh, I'm sure that will be turned into a 501(c)(3) nonprofit, and we won't receive any tax revenue from that bike park. I mean, I'm just spitballing and saying.
Yeah, most likely.
I don't think that there is going to be an influx in tax revenue. And they talk about, well, when they come off the bike thing, they'll go eat at our restaurants. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just not seeing it. Not enough.
I'm just appalled after the vote. They came out and did all this stuff and put this in the agendas. I'm just blown away. It's just like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm in a loss of words. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Well, we always say, man, elections have consequences, and unfortunately, these are the consequences that we have to deal with. I mean, and some of those comments, like if you didn't get out and vote, and the people were like, well, I didn't know that there was an election going on and stuff. Well, you would know if you had followed NWA Exchange over on Facebook. You would know if you watched our podcast. You would know if you watch some of the stuff we post on our Facebook. You would know if you took an active role in looking at what the city does. So now we're all stuck, grinning and bearing it, and dealing with the same shenanigans that got us here in the first place because we don't have proper leadership in our city government. We have Feckless Flynn. Well, guys, I'm just telling you need to man up.
Wait, there's more. A water increase. When's that coming?
Oh, yeah, there is a water increase. I saw it in the Arkansas Democratic Gazette that the city of Bentonville is telling the city of Bella Vista that they have to start paying more for the water. So that means automatically your water rate is going to go up, just like Bentonville did. Bentonville's water rates went up 100%, so double. And I'm sure that that's coming in the near future as well. Obviously, it's to deal with all the growth that we're doing. Another thing is somebody was asking, the city of Bella Vista asked how they could do better on communicating things. I don't know. Here's an idea. So that organization that you guys have called Discover Bella Vista didn't share one thing about the special election out. Maybe. I don't know. maybe get the word out through those additional channels that taxpayers are paying for. But again, it would take an active leader. It would take somebody who's forward thinking to actually do that type of work. But no, that's not the style of John Flynn. John Flynn's just like, well, I'm no expert in this, so I just leave it to the experts, you know. So, I mean, dude, we have our own, very own Sleepy Joe Biden sitting up there. And there are some people who are genuinely pissed about the lies that they were told during the campaigning season and stuff. I just, you know, again, I wish that people would get out and vote. I really do. And I think that some of those ideas about having to achieve a specific percentage of quorum for something that puts the city and the taxpayer in basically $34 million worth of debt should have to have some type of percentage requirement when it's done in an off-cycle election.
Yeah, I think at this point we just got to clean house. That's the only way we can fix this.
Or I just you know, whatever, man. Again, none of this stuff really impacts me at this time. You know, I mean, it doesn't. I just feel bad for the people that are here on fixed incomes and everything else, and the people that actually genuinely love this place. I feel bad for them. Because the change is coming, man. You know, it's like a train, and you ain't gonna stop it. But the one thing that we could stop is this mayor from doing all this frivolous spending. If anybody up there on that city council had a backbone, that's one of the special things that the city council has that the mayor cannot fight with, and that's approval of the budget. But again, a lot of them are probably sitting up there just
we'll find out
wondering what's going on.
I guess we'll find out.
But hey, we get more money too. He's going to give us a pay raise too. So yeah, we'll vote for whatever he wants. Again, it's taking money out of your neighbor's pockets. It's taking your money out of the seniors' pockets. Ultimately, it's putting our city further in debt. And I just don't think that. Look around Bella Vista. Look around Bella Vista. What has really changed other than buildings, other than, you know, city buildings, right? City's got all the nicest shit in town, but commercial entities and everything else, they're not here. Take a drive up north to Pineville.
Yeah.
Booming. Take a drive over to Pea Ridge. Booming. Take a drive over to Gravette. Booming. We know Bentonville's booming. Rogers is booming. Centerton's booming. Not a little sleepy Bella Vista. So where's all this money coming from? Out of your pocket.
Yep.
I think that's going to be a podcast for tonight, buddy. 47 minutes. We did have those technical challenges at the beginning, but I think we're going to call it on this one. I just want to leave everybody with this thought. You want us on that hill? You need us on that hill? You guys better start sharing this stuff out, because we're getting ready to change the format. And I can guarantee you Bella Vista is not going to be on there. We've tried to help. It's real hard to do this for three and a half years and see voter turnout like that. I know we have some loyal people who follow, but we need those shares, and we need people to be talking and telling everybody, look, man, your social media groups are not going to be giving you this information. They're not breaking down the budget. They're not showing that, well, when the mayor says we're fine financially, but we're showing that we're actually burning in the red, and we see that from their actual reports. When we know what happens if they don't get a passage of this, it's not that they can't provide police services. No, it means that their capital improvement projects are going to stop. Maybe the city does need to start operating like a normal human being does that gets a paycheck, because they get their paycheck from us, and start operating on a properly balanced budget. I get accidents and stuff happen, and you might have an engine fail on a fire engine and all that. Those are things outside of the normal circumstances. But if you just look at the sheer volume of capital improvement projects, boy, howdy, and digging us further in debt on top of it, somebody's going to be coming and calling that debt. They're going to be collecting that debt. And if the city can't pay it, because we are the highest, I believe we're one of the highest taxed cities in Northwest Arkansas, if not the highest taxed. It's not a good look. Somebody's going to have to come and bail us out. I don't know. Maybe it would be better if we were Bentonville. Maybe it would be. Maybe that's the end game here.
Don't know.
Don't know.
But put my money on it.
I genuinely believe that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Because you got an idiot over here acting like he's got a freaking open checkbook, you know, and we got city council members saying, "Oh yeah, we need that, we need that, we need that," because it ain't their money. So keep an eye on how they vote. Keep an eye on how they act and what they vote on, and Mark, get you one of them little. I got a bunch of them around here. I ain't got none in the office, but little notepads that you can stick in your pocket up here, or you stick in your back pocket. When you see something like that, just make you a little reminder. And when these people come back asking to be reelected, go and reference that before you vote. Because, again, fiscal responsibility is one of the characteristics that I expect out of my city council people, my elected leaders, and using our money the wisest that benefits the whole of Bella Vista and not just a hobby. All right. I'm going to get off that soapbox. Final words, Mark.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody's patience tonight, and have a great weekend, and thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely, man. So just remember, when you're out there perusing the free world, be nice to one another when you're out there, because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know if somebody's going through a bad day and wants to take it out on someone. So treat everybody with grace. Slow it down. Stay right of center, please. I mean, I am getting so many people crossing left of center these days. I don't know if there's something in the water or something in those COVID shots. I don't know. But, man, they are going left of center, left and right these days. So just remember, be safe out there. Stay happy, healthy, and humble. Until the next one, we're out.